Chapter 21 of The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. On Time. And an astronomer said, Master, what of time? And he answered, You would measure time, the measureless and the immeasurable. You would adjust your conduct and even direct the course of your spirit according to hours and seasons. Of time you would make a stream upon whose bank you would sit and watch its flowing. Yet the timeless in you is aware of life's timelessness, and knows that yesterday is but today's memory, and tomorrow is today's dream. And that which sings and contemplates in you is still dwelling within the bounds of that first moment which scattered the stars into space. Who among you does not feel that his power to love is boundless? And yet who does not feel that very love, though boundless, encompassed within the center of his being, and moving not from love thought to love thought, nor from love deeds to other love deeds? And is not time even as love is, undivided and paceless? But if in your thought you must measure time into seasons, let each season encircle all the other seasons. And let today embrace the past with remembrance and the future with longing. End of chapter 21. Chapter 25 of The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. On Beauty. And a poet said, Speak to us of beauty. And he answered, Where shall you seek beauty, and how shall you find her, unless she herself be your way and your guide? And how shall you speak of her, except she be the weaver of your speech? The aggrieved and the injured say, Beauty is kind and gentle. Like a young mother, half shy of her own glory, she walks among us. And the passionate say, Nay, beauty is a thing of might and dread. Like the tempest, she shakes the earth beneath us and the sky above us. The tired and the weary say, Beauty is of soft whisperings. She speaks in our spirit. Her voice yields to our silences like a faint light that quivers in fear of the shadow. But the restless say, We have heard her shouting among the mountains. And with her cries came the sound of hooves, and the beating of wings, and the roaring of lions. At night the watchmen of the city say, Beauty shall rise with the dawn from the east. And at noontide the toilers and the wayfarers say, We have seen her leaning over the earth from the windows of the sunset. In winter, say the snowbound, She shall come with the spring leaping upon the hills. And in the summer, heat the reapers say, We have seen her dancing with the autumn leaves, and we saw a drift of snow in her hair. All these things have you said of beauty. Yet in truth you spoke not of her, but of needs unsatisfied. And beauty is not a need, but an ecstasy. It is not a mouth thirsting nor an empty hand stretched forth, but rather a heart inflamed and a soul enchanted. It is not the image you would see nor the song you would hear, but rather an image you see though you close your eyes, and a song you hear though you shut your ears. It is not the sap within the furrowed bark, nor a wing attached to a claw, but rather a garden forever in bloom and a flock of angels forever in flight. People of Orphalese, beauty is life when life unveils her holy face. But you are life, and you are the veil. Beauty is eternity gazing at itself in a mirror. But you are eternity, and you are the mirror. End of chapter 25. Chapter 28 of The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. The Farewell. Then he descended the steps of the temple, and all the people followed him. And he reached his ship and stood upon the deck. And facing the people again, he raised his voice and said, People of Orphalese, the wind bids me leave you. Less hasty am I than the wind, yet I must go. We wanderers, ever seeking the lonelier way, begin no day where we have ended another day, and no sunrise finds us where sunset left us. Even while the earth sleeps, we travel. We are the seeds of the tenacious plant, and it is in our ripeness and our fullness of heart that we are given to the wind and are scattered. Brief were my days among you, and briefer still the words I have spoken. But should my voice fade in your ears, and my love vanish in your memory, then I will come again. And with a richer heart and lips more yielding to the Spirit will I speak. Yea, I shall return with the tide, and though death may hide me, and the greater silence enfold me, yet again will I seek your understanding. And not in vain will I seek. If aught I have said is truth, that truth shall reveal itself in a clearer voice, and in words more kin to your thoughts. I go with the wind, people of Orphalese, but not down into emptiness. And if this day is not a fulfillment of your needs and my love, then let it be a promise till another day. Man's need change, but not his love, nor his desire that his love should satisfy his needs. Know, therefore, that from the greater silence I shall return. The mist that drifts away at dawn, leaving but dew in the fields, shall rise and gather into a cloud, and then fall down in rain. And not unlike the mist have I been. In the stillness of the night I have walked in your streets, and my spirit has entered your houses. And your heartbeats were in my heart, and your breath was upon my face, and I knew you all. I knew your joy and your pain, and in your sleep your dreams were my dreams. And oftentimes I was among you a lake among the mountains. I mirrored the summits in you and the bending slopes, and even the passing flocks of your thoughts and your desires. And to my silence came the laughter of your children in streams, and the longing of your youths in rivers. And when they reached my depth, the streams and the rivers ceased not yet to sing, but sweeter still than laughter and greater than longing came to me. It was the boundless in you, the vast man in whom you are all but cells and sinews, he in whose chant all your... Chapter 19 of The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. On Friendship. And a youth said, "Speak to us of friendship." And he answered, saying, "Your friend is your needs answered. He is your field which you sow with love and reap with thanksgiving. And he is your board and your fireside. For you come to him with your hunger, and you seek him for peace. When your friend speaks his mind, you fear not the nay in your own mind, nor do you withhold the I. And when he is silent, your heart ceases not to listen to his heart. For without words, in friendship, all thoughts, all desires, all expectations are born and shared, with joy that is unacclaimed. When you part from your friend, you grieve not, for that which you love most in him may be clearer in his absence, as the mountain to the climber is clearer from the plain. And let there be no purpose in friendship save the deepening of the spirit. For love that seeks aught but the disclosure of its own mystery is not love, but a net cast forth, and only the unprofitable is caught. And let your best be for your friend. If he must know the ebb of your tide, let him know its flood also. For what is your friend that you should seek him with hours to kill? Seek him always with hours to live, for it is his to fill your need, but not your emptiness. And in the sweetness of friendship, let there be laughter, and sharing of pleasures. For in the dew of little things the heart finds its morning, and is refreshed. End of chapter 19 of The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. On Pleasure. Chapter 18 of The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran, who visited the city once a year, recording came in the public domain. "Speak to us on pleasure." And he answered, said a teacher, saying, "Speak to us of teaching. Freedom song." And he said, "But it is not freedom. No man can reveal to you of your desires, that which already lies half asleep in the dawning of your knowledge. It is a depth calling unto a height. The teacher who walks in the shadow of the temple among his followers, it is the cage gives not of his wisdom, but rather of his faith and his lovingness. Aye, and very truth, if he is indeed wise, he does not bid you enter the house of his wisdom, would have but you rather leads you to the threshold of your own mind. Have you lose your heart. The astronomer may speak to you of his understanding of space, pleasure, as if he cannot give you his understanding, and they are judged and rebuked. The musician may sing to you of the rhythm which is in all space. I would have them, but he cannot give you the ear which arrests the rhythm, but not the voice that echoes it. And
Seven
he
are
who
her
is versed
sisters,
in the science
and the
of
least of
numbers
them
can
is
tell
more
of the
beautiful than
regions of
pleasure.
weight and measure.
Have you
But he
not
cannot
heard of the
conduct
man
you
who was
hither.
digging in the earth
For the vision
roots
of one
and
man
found a
lends
treasure?
not its wings
And some
to
of
another
your
man.
elders remember
And
pleasures
even
with
as each
regret,
one
like
of you
wrong
stands
and
alone in
seven
God
of
of
the
knowledge,
prophet.
so must
Khalil
each
Gibran,
one
the
of you be
clouding of the
alone in
mind.
this knowledge of God,
Chastity
and
is
in
the
his understanding
They
of
should
the earth.
remember their
On
pleasures with
death.
gratitude.
End of chapter
as
18.
they would the
Then
harvest of the
Elmitra
summer.
spoke,
Saying,
saying,
if it comforts
we
them
would
to
ask
regret,
now
let them
of
be
death.
comforted.
And
And
there
he
are
said,
among you
chapter
those
26,
who are neither
you would
young
know
to
the
seek
secret
or
of the
old
old to remember.
But how
This
shall you
Levi's
find their
recording
fear
comes
of
in the
seeking
public
and
domain
remembering?
in the heart of
They
life.
shun
On
all
religious,
pleasures,
owl whose
lest they
night-bound
neglect the
eyes
spirit
spirit
or
blind
feast
unto
of
the day.
Speak to us
Cannot
of
even
religion
the
and
foregoing
mystery
of
of
life
he
pleasure.
said.
But if
And
you
thus
would
they
indeed
keep the
find
day
pleasure,
of spirit
though
of
they
death.
dig for roots
Open
with
your
not
heart
religion
wide
unto the
deed
body
of
of
life.
all reflection.
Who is he
For
that
life
can offend
and
that
death
which is
are
neither
one.
deed
Shall
nor
the
even as the
nightingale
river
offend
and
the
the sea
stillness
and
of
a
the night,
surprise,
or the
ever
fire
springing
death
in
of
the
your
soul,
hopes and desires?
even
While
while
your
your
hands
flame
are
your
not
stone
burdened
or
within
beyond.
the loom, and
Think
like
you
who
see
can
spirit
separate
beneath
the
the
faith
snow
from
that you
action,
your heart
or his
dreams
belief
at?
from his occupation?
Often trust the
Who
dream.
deny
Who can
yourself
spread
for
his
in
hours
them is
before
hidden
him
the gate to
saying,
eternity.
in the
This for
recesses
God,
of
fear
this
of death
for my
is
soul
knows,
trembling
but
at
this
which
for
she
my
is
soul
committed
and
today.
this before
Other
the
waits
king
for
of my
tomorrow.
hand is to be
All
laid in
your
your
body
body
knows
wings
its
that beat
heritage,
and
and
his
is
shepherd
joyful
not
not
joyful
not
beneath
be
his
deceived.
trembling.
Who wears his
That he
heart
shall
body
wear the
is
mark
his
of the
best
king
garment,
were
soul.
better
Yet
naked,
is
and
he
it is
not more
yours to bring
mindful
forth
of
the
his
sun
trembling
music
from
no
it, or
holes
what
used
is it
to
sounds?
die, but to
And
stand
he who
naked
defines
and
his
ask in your
conduct
heart
by
melt into
ethics
the
how
sun.
shall we
Prisons
distinguish
and
what
that
is
which
in
is
a
good
cease
pleasure
breathing,
from that
but
which
to
is
free
not
the
good
breath
song
from its
comes not
restless
to your
cause,
fields
and
and your
that it may
gardens,
rise and
and
expand
shall learn
to
that it is
worship
pleasure
under
unto
the
the
window,
people to gather honey
to
of the
open
flower,
only when you
also
drink
to
from the
shut,
river
but
of
it is
sighs.
also
Not
the
yet
pleasure
does
of
chapter
flowering
20 of
to
the
yield
prophets,
its honey
and when you have
from
reached the
dawn
mount
to
towards the
dawn,
ravine of
then
flowers
shall
and
the
the
public
daily
life
life
is your temple,
and
and
when
when
the
the
earth
earth
shall
shall
be
proclaim
in
your
your
messenger
limbs,
of love,
whenever
then
you
shall
enter
you
into
truly
take
say,
with you
he
your
and
flower
now
of
it
talking,
was
giving
giving
and the
plow
receiving
and
of
the
pleasure,
answer,
and
and
the
the
mallet,
Cyrus
and
said,
the
you
ecstasy.
talk
Blessed
when the
be
things
this
you
day,
fashion
and
with
with
your
thoughts,
thoughts,
in your
and
pleasures,
pleasures
like
you
that
can
no
no
longer
longer
dwell in the
reverie.
solitude
You
of
cannot
the
rise
answer,
above your
and live in the
chastity
die
twist